Johnny Gaudreau grew up hanging out at the Hollydale Arena in Sewell, New Jersey, where his dad was the director of hockey. His father Guy was also raised with the game in his blood on a dairy farm in Beebe Plain, Vermont, a town split by the Canada-US border. When Johnny was 2 years old, his dad taught him how to skate by placing Skittles 5 feet apart for Johnny to pick up. Johnny's love of Skittles continued throughout his life, with Flames general manager Craig Conroy sharing that Johnny ate a big bag of Skittles on the flight to Calgary, the day the Flames signed him fresh out of Boston College. Given the half-hour drive to Philadelphia from his home of Carneys Point, New Jersey, Johnny grew up a Flyers fan and fell in love with players like John LeClair and especially the pint-sized Danny Briere. Johnny was always proud of his South Jersey roots, and he and his brother Matthew were die-hard Eagles fans and could often be seen rocking Eagles gear. The brothers were inseparable growing up, and even had the opportunity to play together at Boston College. They always had their dad's rink available to them, and were free to bring along buddies and hop on the ice. Johnny shared a special bond with his dad, as Guy was his coach for his first decade of hockey, and according to Johnny, his dad taught him everything he knows. At the core of those lessons was skate from the waist down and play from the waist up. As a kid, Johnny played in the Penn's Grove Little League and participated in the Brick Tournament in Edmonton, as well as the Quebec International Tournament in Pee Wee. Later, Johnny played his high school hockey at Gloucester Catholic, before joining the Fighting Saints of the USHL. In his final year of high school hockey, Johnny had 21 goals and 48 points in just 14 games. He always felt his son had the talent to make the NHL, but thought his size would prevent him from going all the way. He traces his belief in his son's ability to fulfill his NHL dream back to Johnny's first season with the Fighting Saints. Instead of hitting a wall because he was so small, Johnny challenged himself to be better and ended up playing really well. Bruins coach Jim Montgomery, who used to coach the Fighting Saints, fondly remembers his one season coaching Johnny, who he says weighed 132 pounds. Monty remembers an opposing coach seeing Johnny kicking the soccer ball around with his teammates, and telling him how nice it was for the Saints to bring their stick boy on the road with them. It wasn't until Johnny had a goal and an assist that the opposing coach realized it was the same kid. Johnny finished his one season in the USHL with 36 goals and 72 points in 60 games, and led his team to the 2011 USHL Championship. It was Johnny's draft year, and NHL clubs started to take notice, but still doubted him because of his size. The Flames ultimately took a chance on him, drafting him in the 4th round, 104th overall. After attending Flames camp ahead of the 2011-12 season, Johnny started his college career with the Boston College Eagles. In his freshman year, he recorded 21 goals and 44 points in 44 games, and helped the Eagles win the national championship. He finished second in team scoring, while leading the team with 27 points during an incredible 19-game win streak, which culminated in winning the national title. For a freshman, Johnny had a lot of big moments during the course of the year, but the one Boston College fans remember most was his goal during the national championship game against Ferris State. With about 3 minutes to go, and the Eagles clinging to a 2-1 lead, Johnny scored a beautiful goal to put the game away. He finished BC's championship run with 5 points in 4 games, tying Stephen Whitney for the team lead. On top of that, as a freshman, Johnny was also the 2012 Beanpot MVP and the MVP of the 2012 Hockey East tournament. It was in his sophomore season that he earned the nickname Johnny Hockey, as he was nominated for the Hobey Baker in the same year that Johnny Manziel, nicknamed Johnny Football, won the Heisman. Despite leading the nation in points per game, with 21 goals and 51 points in 35 games, he finished as a runner-up for the Hobey Baker to St. Cloud State's Drew LeBlanc. And despite losing to their arch-rival Boston University in the Hockey East semifinals, and bowing out of the NCAA tournament in the first round against Union College, Johnny was awarded Hockey East Player of the Year. He was also named a first-team All-American for his massive offensive output. In addition to his personal accomplishments, Johnny also helped the United States win a gold medal at the 2013 World Juniors, and led Boston College to a 4th consecutive Beanpot championship. Johnny returned to Boston College for his junior year, despite rumors of him joining the Flames, mainly because he wanted to play with his younger brother Matthew, who joined the team for his freshman season. The decision to stay paid off, as Johnny led the NCAA with 36 goals and 80 points in 40 games, the highest production by any player in the nation since 2003. After a 5-4 loss to Holy Cross in November, Johnny was put on a line with Bill Arnold and Kevin Hayes, and they quickly became college hockey's most productive line, producing 46 goals and 114 points as a trio. Johnny also tied the record for the Hockey East single-season scoring streak at 31 games, scoring 29 goals and 61 points during that span. For his outstanding season, Johnny was named the Hockey East Player of the Year for the second straight season, and was the Hockey East scoring champion with 36 points in 20 games. Although Boston College lost to Union College in the Frozen Four, Johnny took home the Hobie Baker as the best player in college hockey. He finished his storied college career with 78 goals and 175 points in 119 games, before signing with the Flames on the day Boston College was eliminated from the playoffs. Johnny's friend and linemate Bill Arnold also signed with the Flames, and the two hopped on a private jet with Craig Conroy to fly to Vancouver for the Flames' final game of the season. In his first NHL game, Johnny scored on his first shot, deflecting a puck from the point past Canucks goalie Jacob Markstrom. The goal put Johnny in elite company, as he became just the fifth player in NHL history to score on the first shot of his career. That summer, Johnny played in the 2014 World Championships, finishing the tournament with 10 points in 8 games, before earning a spot on the Flames roster for the 2014-15 season. He started slowly and was a healthy scratch 6 games in. But in game number 7, he returned to the lineup and recorded a goal and assist in a 4-1 win over the Jets. After that, the floodgates opened, and Johnny amassed 12 goals and 30 points in his next 30 games. Johnny scored his first career hat trick during the run, in a 4-3 comeback win over the Kings, becoming the youngest Flame to record a hat trick since Joe Nieuwendyk in 1987-88. In recognition of his standout rookie season, Johnny was selected to play in the 2015 All-Star Game in Columbus. He participated in the skills competition, where he garnered attention for his antics in the shootout challenge. With Voracek up next in the shootout, Ryan Johansson used his turn to help the 7-year-old son of the Blue Jackets trainer score a goal. Without missing a beat, Voracek used his turn to help Johnny score a goal in the same manner, making fun of Johnny's small stature and youthful appearance. Johnny was happy to play along, and if player safety didn't shut him down, he would have orchestrated a second iconic moment by lighting his stick on fire for his own shootout attempt. The next day, Johnny played for Team Taves in the All-Star Game, where he recorded 2 assists in a 17-12 victory. He continued his strong play in the second half of the season, and on March 11, 2015, he reached the 50-point milestone with 2 goals against the Anaheim Ducks, making him the first Flames rookie since Jerome Iginla to score 50 points. As the season progressed, Johnny's parents became fan favorites, often traveling to Calgary, where they engaged with the fans and media. Johnny finished the season tied for the rookie points lead with Mark Stone, finishing the season with 24 goals and 64 points in 80 games. He was named a finalist for the Calder alongside Stone and eventual winner Aaron Ekblad. Johnny's outstanding rookie season helped the Flames be one of the surprise stories of 2014-15. Entering the second year of a rebuilding period, the Flames began the season with low expectations, with nearly every expert projecting them to finish near the bottom of the standings. Johnny and Sean Monahan had instant chemistry, both on and off the ice, and together with veteran linemate Yuri Hudler, they dazzled Flames fans all season. Hudler and Monahan tied for the team lead with 31 goals, and Hudler led the team with 76 points, and ultimately won the Lady Bang at the NHL Awards. The Flames entered the second last game of the season with an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot for the first time in 6 years. Led once again by their top line, who combined on all 3 goals, the Flames defeated the Kings by a score of 3-1 to clinch a playoff berth and eliminate the defending Stanley Cup champions from the playoff race. The Flames drew Vancouver in the first round, who they defeated in a thrilling 6-game series. Johnny recorded 6 points in 6 games, including a goal and 2 assists in the series clincher. It was the Flames' first series victory since 2004, and set up a second-round matchup with the Anaheim Ducks. After dropping games 1 and 2 in Orange County, the Flames found themselves trailing late in Game 3. With less than 30 seconds remaining, Johnny carried the puck into the zone, backed off a defender, and fired the puck top shelf. That sent the game to overtime, where Michael Backlund scored the overtime winner. The Flames ultimately dropped the series in 5, but thanks to Johnny and his buddy Monahan, Flames fans were excited about the future for the first time in years. 2015-16 was a banner year for Johnny, as he set career highs with 30 goals, 48 assists, and 78 points, good enough for 6th place in the NHL scoring race. He participated in the All-Star Game, and was part of the Pacific Division team that won the 3-on-3 tournament with controversial All-Star participant, and one-time NHL enforcer John Scott. Despite Johnny's prolific season, the Flames struggled to a 26th place finish, missing the playoffs for the 6th time in 7 seasons. In September of 2016, Johnny played for Team North America at the 2016 World Cup of Hockey, where he recorded 2 goals and 4 points in 3 games, including a memorable assist on Nathan McKinnon's overtime winner against Sweden. Johnny missed the entirety of training camp in 2016-17 because of a dispute over his contract. Eventually, 2 days before the Flames season opener, he signed a 6-year, $40.5 million contract with an average annual value of $6.75 million. In mid-November, in a game against the Wild, Johnny suffered a finger fracture and had surgery the next day. Despite speculation he'd miss up to 6 weeks, he returned after 10 games, and went on to finish the season with 18 goals and 61 points in 72 games, to lead the Flames in scoring. The Flames qualified for the playoffs, but were swept in 4 straight by the Ducks, during which Johnny recorded 2 assists. At the 2017 NHL Awards, Johnny took home the Lady Byng as the league's most gentlemanly player, and the next season, he set career highs with 60 assists and 84 points. Unfortunately, the Flames wasted his MVP caliber season as they suffered from frustrating inconsistency and finished well out of a playoff spot. That summer, he played for the United States at the World Championships, where he recorded 9 points in 10 games, helping his country win a bronze medal. Johnny's numbers improved again in 2018-19, as he finished with 36 goals and 99 points in 82 games. With Johnny leading the way, the Flames won the Pacific Division, and were the top seed in the Western Conference heading into the playoffs. On a personal level, he finished 7th in league scoring, and 4th in voting for the Hart. Unfortunately, the Flames faltered in the playoffs, falling to the 8th-seeded Avalanche in 5 games. Along with his teammates, Johnny struggled offensively, managing just 1 point in the series. Following his success in 2018-19, Johnny had a disappointing season in 2019-20, recording career lows of 18 goals and 40 assists for 58 points in 70 contests. The onset of COVID led to the regular season being halted in March, with the NHL holding the 2020 playoffs in a bubble in Edmonton and Toronto. The Flames had been 8th in the West when the season was suspended, so they played the 9th-place Jets in a makeshift qualifying round. In Game 1 of the series, Johnny scored a goal to help the Flames win the game 4-1, and after ousting the Jets in 4 games in the play-in round, the Flames faced the Dallas Stars in the first round. Johnny finished the playoffs with 4 goals and 7 points in 10 games, as the Flames fell to the Stars in 6. During the pandemic, the NHL temporarily realigned its divisions for a shortened 2020-21 season. To eliminate cross-border travel, all 7 Canadian teams played in the North Division. Johnny got off to a slow start, and further difficulties arose when head coach Jeff Ward was replaced midway through the season by Daryl Sutter. Adjusting to Sutter's style proved challenging, and Johnny posted just 7 points in Sutter's first 15 games behind the bench. But his production improved during the final months of the season, alongside the overall improvement of the team. Johnny again led the Flames with 19 goals and 30 assists for 49 points in 56 games. Unfortunately, the Flames' late push was too little too late, and they came up 4 points shy of the Habs for the final playoff spot in the North Division. That fall, Johnny married his wife Meredith, and within 3 years, the couple had 2 children. Their daughter Noah was born on September 30th, 2022, and their son Johnny Jr. was born on February 24th, 2024. 2021-22 was the Flames' first full season under Sutter, and it ended up being their most successful in recent history. Johnny led the charge with 40 goals and 115 points in 82 games, and finished second in the Art Ross race, behind only Connor McDavid. His line with Lindy and Chucky was one of the most dominant in the league, with all 3 players having the best seasons of their career, including each scoring at least 40 goals. The Flames drew the Stars in the first round of the playoffs, a rematch of the bubble playoffs 2 years prior, and a matchup in which the Flames were considered the favorites. The Stars proved a greater challenge than many anticipated, largely due to an exceptional performance from goaltender Jake Ottinger. After falling behind 2-1, Johnny scored the game-winning goal to help tie the series in Game 4. His performance through the early games of the series earned praise from Sutter, who said Johnny had taken the right steps to perform as well in the playoffs as he did in the regular season. The series went 7 games, where Johnny scored one of the most iconic goals in Flames history to send the Flames to the second round for the first time in 7 seasons, and set up the first playoff battle of Alberta in 31 years. The series didn't go well for the Flames, as they fell to the Oilers in 5 games. Despite the loss, Johnny played well, recording a goal and 5 assists, and finishing the playoffs with 14 points in 12 games. He entered the offseason as an unrestricted free agent, and there was tons of speculation about whether he would re-sign with the Flames. In one of the most difficult decisions of his life, less than 24 hours before the opening of free agency, Johnny made a tough phone call to general manager Brad Treliving and informed him he wasn't going to sign with the Flames. It was an emotional decision for Johnny, who loved playing in Calgary, but he decided he needed to put his family first and wanted to move to an Eastern Conference team to be closer to his parents and siblings. The next day, Johnny agreed to a 7-year, $68.25 million contract with Columbus, accepting less money than offered by Calgary. His decision to sign in Columbus shocked the hockey world, both because the Jackets weren't at the center of the rumor mill, and because Columbus had a reputation as an undesirable destination for free agents. It was one of the most memorable days in franchise history, the moment Columbus landed the NHL's biggest free agent, and the rest of the league started to see the city in a different light. Johnny said the Jackets were on his list before the free agency period opened, based on his experiences playing in Nationwide Arena and conversations he'd had with current and former players who raved about the city. Johnny joked that his contentious relationship with the Nationwide Arena canon, which blasts each time the Jackets score, quickly underwent a change of heart. His first season with the Jackets was difficult, as injuries to key players and poor performances from others resulted in the team finishing 31st in the league. Despite the team's struggles, Johnny had a solid season, recording 21 goals and 74 points in 80 games. 2023-24 was a down year for Johnny, finishing the season with 12 goals and 60 points in 81 games, with his decrease in production largely attributed to a rotating cast of line mates. Despite another tough season, Jackets fans were optimistic for 2024-25, in large part because Johnny and Sean Monahan were going to be reunited. But less than a month before training camp in Columbus, tragedy struck. On the evening of August 29th, the night before their sister's wedding, Johnny and his brother Matthew were struck and killed by a drunk driver while riding their bikes in New Jersey. The driver was arrested for suspected drunk driving after telling responding officers that he'd had several beers before getting behind the wheel and that he continued to drink alcohol while operating the car. He also failed a breathalyzer as well as a field sobriety test. The man's name is Sean Higgins, and he's charged with 2 counts of vehicular homicide, and faces up to a maximum of 10 years on each count. The tragedy devastated the hockey community, with tributes pouring in from athletes, politicians, and others. In addition to his dazzling play on the ice, those who knew him remembered Johnny as a great family man, an amazing friend, and an inspiration to countless kids. Makeshift fan memorials developed outside the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, and the Saddle Dome in Calgary, as well as the site of the collision. The Jackets and Flames also held candlelight vigils outside their arenas, featuring speeches from members of each organization, and 13 minutes and 21 seconds of silence. Later that week, a funeral service was held in Media, Pennsylvania, where Johnny's wife Meredith revealed she was pregnant with their 3rd child. Starting with his Hobey Baker winning season at Boston College, Johnny's fan base grew with each season. People doubted him at every level, and he exceeded expectations every time. Given his size, comparisons to other small players followed him during his career, but these comparisons fell short because Johnny was one of a kind. For a guy so small, he had an uncanny ability to possess the puck, almost as if it followed him around the ice. It was so hard to get the puck off him because of his ability to throw defenders off balance by reading their feet and hips so well. He was also a master of cutting east and west with the puck and taking shots against the grain. His shot wasn't the hardest, but he knew exactly where to put it. Johnny was also a superstar off the ice, spending countless hours in the community and supporting various charitable causes. While in Columbus, he helped orchestrate a team-wide initiative to bring awareness to men's mental health. He also held a charity golf tournament, with the proceeds benefiting Gloucester Catholic School. Johnny Hockey was a small man with big talent and an even bigger heart. Go ahead and share your memories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support the channel.